back with some more Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition gameplay.
Hello.
Where we left off, we were doing a solo campaign for Zach, my friend Zach here, who plays the Tiefling Warlock named Azrael Moravardi. Is that correct? How to pronounce it?
Marivaldi.
Marivaldi. All right. And where we left off, he had received a quest from mission from his patron deity, Titania, the Queen of the Fairies, to find a hag by the name of Deniba, who lived in a swamp near the town of Pottsfield. While there, once he went through a whole crazy swamp dungeon, got attacked by some birds and a bunch of zombies and stuff, and he eventually made it to the hut to find two other warlocks of Titania that are tasked with the same mission. One is a drow elf named Quarren, who possesses a blade, kind of a rapier given to him by Titania, and the other one is Yemia, a goblin warlock who was given a fairy dragon by Titania. And once there, the hag Deneba informed them of what their full goal is, or what their full mission is, which was to stop a group of people from killing the hag queen, Sejaluna. And that's basically where we left off. So, where we pick up now, it's been maybe about a day or so, just kind of getting everything ready before you guys head out. And you guys are just about to head out, so I leave it up to Azrael. Is there anything you would like to do before beginning the next step?
I would like to ask Denaba why protecting Sejaluna is so important.
All right. The green hag Sejaluna, Deneba, looks over to you or actually, before you ask this, I want you to roll I believe it's roll a religion check.
Religion.
Yes.
Alright, and I'm not proficient in that.
Probably be helpful if I switched over to 8. Okay, so nothing is really coming to your mind about why this might seem so important. So you do ask Denebob about what's happening at this time. Corin just gives you the most disgusting kind of look at you right now. Basically, how dare you call yourself a warlock of Tanya without even knowing about any of this history or stuff like that. So, Denebob then approaches and explains, it's like, yeah, how do I want to do this voice? I'm not gonna do a voice for this right now. She basically approaches and she begins telling the story. It's as when the Feywilds were created, it was basically just chaos. There's light and dark magic that just swarmed everywhere. Until one day, just out of nowhere, order was formed, and out of this order, two powerful beings were created to hold the order and kind of maintain the different sides of the two types of magic. The first was Titania, the who became the Queen of the Fairies. She is the controller of the light magic, and basically has kind of domain over all the lighter sides of the Feywild. While Sejaluna holds the dark magic, and she's the one who holds kind of control over all the dark magic creatures of the Feywild. And the whole thing, though, is that the two of their powers together kind of balance everything out and brings balance to everything. If one of them was to ever fall, then it would cause a mass eruption of chaos again in the Feywild, which would result in both sides dying. So like the other would die if one was to fall. And all the creatures that rely on the Feywild will just immediately be kind of thrown into the chaos as well.
Yeah, I can see how that would be bad.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's get out there and do the do.
All right.
Complete our mission.
So, anyways, so now the party's ready to go. Yeah, you wanted to say Deniba then leads the party to farther and deeper into the swamp until you eventually reach a pool of water, and she explains that this pool is basically the entrance to the Feywild, and that let's see, can you make another religion check for me?
All right.
11. All right. You actually know what this is. It's what she's talking about here. You see, connecting the Feywild to the material world are these kind of like crossroads areas. And it's if you want to get, and it's basically how Fey creatures can travel from the material plane to the Feywild. And the idea is that basically a lot of these different places are all held by different powerful spirits of the Feywild, with some having more than others. Like I think like Titania has kind of like the most because she's kind of the leader of a large group of them. But even though Denibah does, or the Seduluna is a very powerful spirit in the Feywild. She really only has one, mainly because she doesn't want anybody to really enter her domain. So there's really no way in or out. She has to have a connection to the material plane if ever needed, but she doesn't. She only really has one because she doesn't want anything really to come in.
Private Fey deity.
Essentially, yeah. So she explains that, Denibah explains that basically to enter into this crossroads plane, you'll need to jump into this pool of water, and you'll need to find your way into the Feywild through it.
All right. Is there anything that we should know about the Feywilds, like what to do and what not to do?
She says to always show respect to to the larger deities, and to take strong heed, because since this is a domain of a dark Feywild spirit, there will be a lot of things, a lot of kind of I would say traps. There's a lot of dangers that could be on in this crossroads.
Gotcha.
So, and besides that, she also warns you maybe to be weary of possibly any of the other threats that might fall onto like some of the other enemies that you might find in there too.
All right.
So,
and Seduluna knows we're coming, correct?
no, she doesn't actually.
Oh.
She doesn't. Even though she is a queen of hags, technically they only follow her more out of a show of respect to her power. They don't really like her. It's just more that they can't really do anything to her.
Gotcha.
So they don't really keep in touch with her. She doesn't have like patrons like Titania does.
All right. Well, out of the three of us, who should go first? 1, 2, 3, not it.
You just go, not it. And then Quarren just looks at the two of you, just like, why do I have to deal with children? So, anyways, Quarren just basically goes over and he dives into the pit, into the pool of water, and just begins swimming down. Yemia jumps in after him, and then I'm guessing you jump in as well.
Uh, yes, I would like to attempt a swan dive into the pool.
Okay, make a athletics check.
Athletics.
You belly flop into the pool, and you are going to take. Which, by the way, you're at full health right now, so you got a chance to rest and stuff. So you're gonna take 3 damage from it.
Ow, my pride.
Oh my god, there's this thing I've been watching recently. It's a YouTube channel called Jaden Animations, and it's just like these little animation things. And she did this one about the Pokemon games, and it was like Trico use absorb. It like takes like 2 HP from it. It's like you barely did anything. What did you even absorb? Self confidence. All right, so
Yeah.
okay. Let me All right, so now you should be able to see. Don't look. For some reason, the area I didn't want revealed is revealed.
Oh. Your mistake has been exposed for all the stream to see. All one person watching, which is me. I'm very disappointed in you.
Another tiny, small area, but there's nothing in there, so it's fine. Okay, so you guys, so the party basically begins swimming down into this pool, and eventually you kind of feel your body getting lifted up like buoyancy, and you suddenly, even though you're swimming down, it feels like it's getting pulled towards the bottom as you pop out of another pool on the other end. Like magic.
Magic.
And it looks like Yemi. I got shake some stuff here. Oh, great. Okay. All right, so you pop up in the other end of the pool, and it's kind of you find yourself in this very kind of dark area, which I forgot to mention, but basically this you are now in what's known as the Shadow Bog. It's the crossroads between Sejaluna's plane of or section of the Feywild and the material plane.
Oh. Neat.
Let me reveal a few more stuff.
So is it kind of like the Upside Down?
Not really. It's kind of like a weird. It's like a weird magical place, kind of.
A weird magical place.
Yeah, it's like a pocket dimension. It's not because there's many different ways you can enter into the. You can enter into these crossroads. Like sometimes they're heavily controlled. Sometimes they're kind of more. Sometimes they're harder to control. It kind of just depends on who's running it and what kind of situation is it in.
Alrighty.
Like, a really heavily controlled one because it's basically been set up so that there's only one way in and out.
No way in, no way out. Google gobble, Google gobble.
All right. So anyways, I'll expand this area a little bit more. So you basically come out of the pool and find yourself standing